Hey there, welcome to another day in the life of a soldier becoming a civilian. So, if you remember, I think it was only maybe like 2 or 3 episodes back, or 4, I don't remember, several episodes back or whatever, I was talking about how we had a urinalysis or a piss test and everything like that, and then that was my last one. Well, guess what? It wasn't. I got one today. Sometimes they tell you about it, sometimes they don't, but they told me that today I got one at 9:30, and this one's just a 10% though, so this one won't be a humongous line like the last time. This one will probably end up being maybe like 15, 20 people or something like that, so it shouldn't be too bad. So now I have to make sure I give me like a rock star or something like that, so that I'll have to go to the bathroom at 9:30. So I got about 2 hours before that, so go try to get a little bit done and then come back for that. So out of boredom to wait for a place to open up to do some clearing at, I decided I would play my little PSP that I have. Now, it was probably quite a while back I was trying to find my PSP, and I couldn't figure out where the heck was that. I knew I put it somewhere, like in a special spot, but I couldn't figure out where that special spot was. You guys done that before? You guys hide something or put it in a special spot and you hide it so well or whatever, and you can't even figure out where it's at? So I finally found it the other night. It was inside of this little house that's sitting on a table, like right in plain sight. It was inside of this little Invader Zim house. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but it's a cool show. But anyways, it was inside this little Invader Zim house that I got when I got this little box set thing or whatever, DVD set. So I found it inside there, charged it up last night. That way when I'm bored in between of like waiting for places to open or appointments or something like that, then I can stay here and play with PSP. So I played a little bit of Tony Hawk for maybe about 30 minutes, and the battery died. So I don't know if the battery is bad in it or if I just didn't charge it up all the way last night. Such a pain. Alrighty, I haven't done this in a few episodes, so I thought maybe it was time to answer a question. What do you guys think? Huh? Alright, so this question comes from one of the viewers on the YouTube, and it's KLOS15. I don't know if you actually like say it a certain way or whatever, but it's how it's spelled and stuff. I don't know if it makes a word. I don't know. But anyways, to the question. Okay, so the question is, how do they pick who gets what weapon in your unit? Or is it universal? Like the new guys get the SAW, or the team leader gets the M203? Does it depend on the unit? So, the answer is, a lot of times, yeah, it does depend on the unit. There are times when, like, the lower ranking person will get the SAW, which is a machine gun for a lot of you guys, if you guys don't know or whatever. It's just like a automatic weapon and stuff. But a lot of times, the newer guy will get it. Sometimes the guy who's a little bit out of shape, because sometimes we'll do road marches, and that weapon's a lot heavier than the M16 or the M4, and so they give it to the guy who's out of shape so he can get a little exercise out. Sometimes they give it to guys who are going to be gunners if they want to mount the SAW up in a gun hatch or something like that. But a lot of times nowadays, mostly they go with the 240 Bravo or the 50 cal for a cruiser weapon up inside the vehicles. As far as 203s, if you don't know what a 203 is, it's basically like a grenade launcher. It attaches to the bottom of your M16 or M4, and it's like a secondary weapon, so you can shoot smoke grenades or explosive grenades or whatever out of the bottom of the M16 or M4. And the M203, a lot of times I've seen it usually go to the gunner, especially with this new thing they're trying to do where they're trying to use a lot of non-lethal rounds in Iraq and Afghanistan. So what they'll do is they'll put the gunner will have the 203 attached to their secondary weapon while they're up on the gun hatch, and you have a vehicle approaching or something like that, and you want to kind of give them a warning shot without taking the chance of, you know, sending it around to ricochet and hit someone else or do any other kind of crazy damage. So the gunner really can use this 203 and use they're basically like Nerf rounds, like rubber rounds and stuff like that. They're called non-lethal 203 rounds. And it'll basically shoot at the vehicle and probably just put a dent in the vehicle, bounce off, you know, scare them a little bit and say, hey, you know, make them wake up and say, hey, you're getting too close or whatever it is you're trying to get the point across without actually hurting anybody or killing anybody. Of course, if you probably shot some guy in the head with one of those things, it'd probably jack him up pretty good. So you wouldn't want to use it for something like that. But, I mean, it's good for shooting at a vehicle or at the ground without having to take the chance of hurting anybody seriously or killing anybody. The team leader or section sergeant or whatever, the weapon for that person usually depends on the unit as well. In ours, usually is the M4 for sure. Mostly everybody has M4s now. A lot of units are just switching over for M4s, not really using the M16s too much. But some units still have M16s and you get stuck using that thing. And when you get used to using the M4, it's so much shorter. And then you go to M16, it seems like it's so long. Even though, like, when I first came in the Army, that's all we used was M16s. Usually like a team leader will definitely have an M4 and usually have a little bit cooler stuff on it. In a lot of other different units, the team leader sometimes will have an M9 and an M4. So a lot of times it just depends on the unit, what type of job they have, and it'll vary and stuff like that. There you go. There's an answer to that question. And once again, if any of you other guys have got questions, or girls, go ahead and leave a comment down in the below, or you can just shoot me a message, or whichever. I try to get to all your guys' questions. Occasionally, I kind of like forget about one and don't get back to it, but I'm trying my best to try to get to all your guys' questions, even if it's just a little reply in a personal message or in a comment. If it goes a long time and I haven't responded to your question, you're really looking for an answer, just shoot me another message and, give me a reminder that, hey, you haven't answered my question, so I'll try to get back to you and stuff. If any of you guys out there are feeling brave, I haven't gotten any video responses to any of my videos yet. And I would love it if I could get a bunch of video responses with questions. If you guys aren't too shy and willing to send me some video responses, you can shoot a video response to this one or any other video or whatever. Maybe I can use it in a video and do a little questions and answers using your video and everything, almost like a little interview with me. If you guys feel up to it, shoot me a video response. Alrighty, I'm back to see that Army Reserve Career Counselor. Just need to get him to just sign off on my paperwork. Stop trying to get me to join the Army or join the reserves. This is almost like if you went to like a car dealership and you had some guy trying to sell you like a POS car and you don't want it, but then he makes you like think about it and come back the next day so he can bug you some more about the car that you don't want. Wow, that wasn't bad at all. I thought that I was going to sit there and get heckled for like another half hour or so about how I should reconsider and join the reserves, but I just went in there and asked me what my thoughts were, and I said I didn't want to stay in the reserves or stay in the Army, so he's like, okay, and he stamped off. Not bad. Alrighty, I'm back here at Evans trying to check up on my copies of my medical records. Still haven't got them yet, and I got another appointment with the VA coming up here soon. If you're getting out of the Army, make sure you do it like several months in advance. Try to get a copy of medical records. Well, apparently they did have my medical records. Not there anymore. I guess the 23rd, I guess they were already ready and stuff for me to pick up, and they say they called me, but I never responded to the call or what. But I don't think that's possible because I want to say it was after Christmas that I went over there to check on them, and they told me they were still in the process of making the copies or whatever. So now they don't have the copies. They have like this horrible system. It's like this huge stack of just files and stuff like that, and they had to like dig through the stack of medical record copies and try to see if they saw mine. They couldn't find mine, so they think it might have already gone to the VA because I guess the medical records have already gone to the VA. So I guess we'll find out. Hopefully I should be good still, because I have my Veteran Affairs appointment to see if I qualify for any kind of money after I get out of the military from like injuries received while in the military, like the hearing loss and stuff. So hopefully I should be alright, but just fair warning though, if you guys are getting ready to get out, make sure you do this stuff a little farther out in advance than I did. Well, my friends, it is time yet again to draw a close to another episode. Just like to thank all of you for all of your great questions. I try to reply to all of them. And don't forget about the video response idea that I mentioned early on in the video. And been brainstorming for some new shows so that keep you guys entertained when it starts getting to the point where I'm not doing Army stuff anymore. So be on the lookout for a couple new show ideas that I've got. A couple military ones and a couple non-military ones. So that'll be all on this channel. But thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.